Hello, my dear students. Myself, Dr. Pitambar Umne, founder Botany for You, and working as Associate Professor and Head Department of Botany, Dharampet MP Dev Memorial Science College, Nagpur, Maharashtra, India. I welcome you all in this online platform for the students of Life Sciences Botany for You. If you are new or not yet subscribed our YouTube channel, then kindly like, share, and subscribe our YouTube channel Botany for You. Earlier, we have seen the three different lectures based upon the three different units of this paper. And today, we will see the MCQs based on the fourth unit of this paper, that is plant ecology, techniques and utilization of plants. So, let's see the content of this fourth unit of this paper. The fourth unit of this paper includes two different topics, that is, one is utilization of plants, that is economic botany, and the second one topic, and that is a ethnobotany. The utilization of plants includes the morphology, utilization, that is the uses, and important chemical constituents of the food plants, that is wheat, oil yielding plant, that is groundnut, fiber yielding plant, that is cotton, then spices yielding plant, that is the clove, then beverages yielding plant, that is the coffee, then medicinal plant as a neem, and the rubber plant, that is the Hevea brasiliensis. So these are the different plants. So first of all, we have to remember the botanical name or the scientific name of each plant as well as its family, so that it will be easy to remember or to give the answers in MCQ type of the question. So that is one of the important factors. The second part is, that is the ethnobotany, and the ethnobotany includes the introduction, then definition of the ethnobotany, then branches and the importance of the ethnobotany. So friends, today we will see the different 60 MCQs on this unit, which is the utilization of plants. The first question, that is, which one of the following is a source of rubber? So we must remember the name of the plant which is extensively used among the rubber yielding plants, and that is a Hevea brasiliensis. We know the Tictona grandis as a timber yielding plant, then Arachis hypogaea as a oil yielding plant, and Syzygium aromaticum, that is a spice plant. So on this basis, we can say that the Hevea brasiliensis is an answer for this question. Then the protein percentage of wheat is. So if you see the protein percentage of the wheat, and that is 10 to 12%. So this becomes the answer for this one. Then which of the following is a scientific name of the wheat? So the scientific name of the wheat is Triticum aestivum. So this is a wheat plant. Oryza sativa, that is a rice or the paddy. Then Zmeys, that is the maize plant, and Sickle cereale, that is the sickle rye plant. So these are the different plants, two of which the wheat plant is a Triticum aestivum. Then following part of the wheat is called as, if you see the flowering part of the wheat, then it is usually known as the ear or the head, and hence it is the answer. Usually the crown is not said to be such type of the inflorescence, even it is not the panicle, because panicle is nothing but the compound inflorescence for the racemose raceme. And here in the wheat, the type of the inflorescence which is present, and that is a spikelet, so that you can also remember this also. Then the wheat grain is a type of fruit. So the type of the fruit which is found in the wheat, and that is a Caryopsis. So the type of the Caryopsis fruit means that it is a dry indehiscent fruit which is developing from monocarpellary superior ovary, in which the pericarp, that is the wall of the fruit, and the testa, that is the wall of the seed, fuse together, and hence such type of the fruit is known as the Caryopsis. Then which one of the following plant produces flowers and fruits on roots, that is underground? So whenever such type of the question you will see, immediately you will give the answer that it is a groundnut. The Triticum aestivum is a wheat. Then Arachis hypogaea is groundnut. Gossypium is a cotton plant. So out of these three, no plant can produce the flowers and the fruits on the roots or the underground, because it is the concept of the plant that always the development of the leaf, the development of the flowers and development of the fruits is on the stem only, and hence no any plant produce the flowers or the fruits on the roots, and hence none of the above will be the answer for this question. The family of groundnut plant is Euphorbiaceae is the family for the rubber plant, that is Hevea brasiliensis. Then Poaceae is the family of wheat plant. Rubiaceae is the family for the coffee plant, and Leguminosae is the family for the groundnut. If any specific type of the family is asked to you, then you can answer that it is a Papilionaceae. So Papilionaceae or Papilionidae you can remember. The Papilionidae is a subfamily and Papilionaceae is a name of the family. So there may be option with the Mimosaceae, Caesalpinaceae and Papilionaceae. In such condition you can give the answer that is a Papilionaceae. Otherwise we can give directly the Leguminosae, or even it is also known as the Fabaceae. So you can remember these three different names, that is the Leguminosae, Fabaceae and the Papilionaceae for the groundnut plant. Then groundnuts appear to have originated in. You must remember such type of the question with the name of the country. So the groundnut is originated, or it is a native plant of the Brazil, and hence it is the answer for this question. The oil content of groundnut seed is, if you see the oil content, that is the chemical composition of the groundnut seed, then there is a 40 to 50% of the oil is present in the groundnut seed, and hence it is the answer. Then which one of the following plant develops compound leaves? So the wheat is with the simple leaf, cotton is also with the simple leaf, groundnut, that is the compound leaf. So our answer will be the groundnut, because if you see the groundnut, here there are such a type of the leaves. So such type of the leaf is known as the compound leaf, that is the lamina is divided into the number of segments or the leaflets. Then which of the following plant is tree by its habit? Hevea brasiliensis, that is it is a tree. Then Triticum is a herb, Gossypium is a shrub, and Arachis hypogaea, that is a groundnut plant, it is also herb. So this is the categorization of the different plants which are given in the option. So out of that we have the tree, that is a Hevea brasiliensis, which is responsible for the production of the latex or the rubber. Then which one of the following plant belongs to family Myrtaceae? Triticum aestivum, that is the family Poaceae, or it is also known as the Gramineae. Then Hevea brasiliensis, that is the rubber plant, which belongs to the family Euphorbiaceae. Then Syzygium aromaticum of the family Myrtaceae, and Coffea arabica, that is a family Rubiaceae. So the question asks the Myrtaceae, that is the Syzygium aromaticum, that is the clove plant, which is the responsible for the production of the spice, which is the answer for this question. Then which of the following country is native place of the coffee plant? So we have the different options, that is the India, Brazil, Ethiopia and the United States. Out of that, here the United States and the Brazil both are the native place of the groundnut plant, while the Ethiopia is a native place for the coffee plant, and hence it is the answer. Then which one of the following parts of the plant are used in the preparation of coffee? If you see the complete preparation of the coffee from the coffee plant, you will find that the fruits are used for the formation of the coffee, and hence it is the answer. The leaves, flowers, these are not used in the synthesis of the coffee from the coffee plant. The coffee plant, that is the Coffea arabica, belongs to the family, as we have seen earlier in the earlier question, that the family Rubiaceae belongs to the Coffea arabica, that is the coffee plant, and hence it is the answer. Then what is the percentage of caffeine found in coffee beans? So if you see the percentage of caffeine in the coffee bean, then it is a 1.1%. Then which one of the following steps are used in curing the coffee seeds? When there is a formation of the coffee from the coffee seeds or the coffee beans, then there are the different processes which includes the hulling or the polishing, then roasting and grinding also, and hence these are the different steps which are used in the curing the coffee beans or the coffee seeds, and hence all the above becomes the answer for this question. Then caffeine is used in flavoring. Usually the various type of the products or the foodstuffs which are flavored with the coffee, and out of that some are given here, that is the pastry is also flavored, then cakes are flavored, and even the biscuits are flavored with the caffeine, so that we will have the taste or the aroma of the coffee to the different foodstuffs, and hence all the above becomes the answer for this question. Then which one of the following plant belong to family Meliaceae? So Coffea arabica, we have seen it belongs to the family Rubiaceae. Hevea brasiliensis, we have seen that it is a member of family Euphorbiaceae. Then Azadirachta indica, that is the neem plant, which is one of the medicinal plant in the syllabus, and that belong to the family Meliaceae. So our answer becomes the Azadirachta indica, which belongs to the family Meliaceae. Then which one of the following plant is used as a spices yielding plant? Earlier we have seen that the Syzygium aromaticum, and that is the clove plant, which is the spice, while the Triticum is a wheat, Hevea brasiliensis is a rubber plant, and Coffea arabica is a coffee plant. So out of that, the spice in yielding plant, that is nothing but the clove, and hence our answer becomes now the Syzygium aromaticum. On steam distillation, the clove buds yields of a essential oil. So if you see the complete process of the steam distillation and the chemical composition of the clove, then it is responsible to yield the 15 to 70% of the essential oil. Because of it, there is a specific type of the aroma to the cloves or the clove oil. Then essential oil synthesized from clove buds contain. If you see the clove buds and the different essential oils which are present in the clove, then it is a eugenol, then eugenol acetate and caryophyllene. So there are all these three different components or the essential oils are these are present in the essential oil or the clove, and hence all the above becomes the answer for this question. Then which one of the following vitamins are present in the cloves? That is the vitamin A, vitamin B and vitamin C, and all these three different type of the vitamins are present in the clove, and hence all the above becomes the answer for this question. Then excess amount of the caffeine damage to the, if we intake the coffee or the caffeine in an excessive amount. In such a situation, here there may be adverse effect on the health of the human beings. So basically, if you see the effect of the caffeine, that is adversely affect on the heart and the kidneys, and hence the heart and kidney is the answer for this question. The process of testing coffee is called as, this is known as the cupping. Green coffee is a type of coffee and this is not used for the testing, and hence not the both or none of the above. So the answer for this question becomes the cupping. Even there may be another type of the question that the people who are generally used to test the coffee, they are known as the testers, and in the world there is a high demand of such type of the peoples, those who have the such type of the testing ability of the coffee. Then which one of the following statement is or correct? The ideal moisture content in the coffee bean ready to packed is about, so it is about 11%, and this is the correct statement. Then in wet type of the process, the pulp is first removed and then washed away with the water. This is also one of the process during the processing of the coffee, and hence it is also the correct statement, and hence both A and B are the correct one, and hence it becomes the answer for this question. Then which one of the following tests do coffee beans have to undergo? If you see the coffee, then you will find that there is a visual test because there is a specific type of the color to the coffee. Then aroma test, you know the very well known smell of the coffee, and the test, that is the test that we experience through the tongue, that is known as the cupping. So all these three are the characteristic feature of the different coffee beans, and hence all the above are the different tests with respect to the coffee beans. Then which one of the following statement is correct? The coffee beans after milling are called as green coffee. This is the correct statement. Then roasting converts green coffee into brown coffee beans. This is also the correct. You may remember this sentence for some other type of the questions, that the roasting is responsible for the conversion of the green coffee into the brown coffee. Then the coffee beans are heated in absence of the oxygen, and that is known as the pyrolysis, and this is also to be carried out during the processing of the coffee, and hence all these three statements which are given in the question, they are the correct one, and hence all the above becomes the answer for this question. Then Hevea brasiliensis is a rubber plant belong to the family. Earlier we have seen the rubber plant belong to the family, that is a Euphorbiaceae, and hence the Euphorbiaceae becomes the answer for this question. Then which of the following is a basic unit of the rubber? We have the option, that is the resin, protein and isoprene. All these are the components of the latex which are secreted by the Hevea brasiliensis, but out of that if you see the unit of the rubber, then it is a isoprene, and hence it becomes the answer for this question. Then flexibility and elasticity of the rubber is due to, the flexibility or the elasticity of the rubber is due to the presence of hydrocarbons in it. Even though there is a presence of the resins and the proteins, but they are not responsible for the elasticity or the flexibility of the rubber, and hence hydrocarbon become the answer for this question. Then which of the following components are obtained or derived from the latex? If you see the different components which are responsible to produce the different local products, and that is the gatta or chicle or the chilte. All these three different type of the products are synthesized or derived from the latex, which are synthesized by the different rubber yielding plant, and hence all the above becomes the answer for this question. Then which one of the following plants shows habit as a tree? Earlier we have seen that the Hevea brasiliensis is also a tree. Even the Azadirachta indica, that is neem plant, and it is also a big tree, and hence both A and B are the tree by its habit, and hence it is a answer for this question. Then which of the following plant shows compound leaves? So if you see the compound leaves, that is the Hevea brasiliensis in the in the family Euphorbiaceae, which is a characteristic feature that having the simple leaves. So the simple leaves are present in the Hevea brasiliensis. Then Azadirachta indica, that is in a neem plant, here there are the presence of such type of the lanceolate type of the leaflets. So and they are present in a 2 rows. So if such type of the leaflets are there, it means that this leaf is a compound leaf. So the compound type of the leaf is present in the Azadirachta, that is a neem plant, while in a Gossypium hirsutum again there are the type of the simple leaves, and hence our answer becomes the Azadirachta indica, that is a neem plant. Then which of the following pair is correct in relation to the whole grains of the wheat? The whole grains of the wheat contain the proteins, that is 11.8%, that is correct one. Then fats, that is 1.5%, it is also the correct one, and the carbohydrate, that is the 71.2%, and that is the correct one. This type of the questions are specifically given so that you can come to know the chemical composition of the different plants in the syllabus, and hence all the above becomes the answer for this question. Then which of the following vitamins are present in wheat grains? So the thiamine, riboflavin and niacin, which are the vitamin B, and all these are present in the wheat, and hence all the above becomes the answer for this question. Then maximum amount of the wheat grain is occupied by. So we have the option, that is the embryo, endosperm and eleuron layer. If we see the structure of the wheat grain, then here there is a presence of embryo and the cotyledon in this portion. Then this is the part of the endosperm, of which there is a formation of the flour and chapati, and this outermost layer which is present around the endosperm, and that is known as the eleuron layer. So if we see all these things, that is the embryo, endosperm and eleuron layer, then here the maximum quantity or the number or the amount is occupied by the endosperm in the seed, and hence it is the answer. While the husk or the bran, such type of the structure is not usually found in the wheat plant, as very thin layer of the fruit wall, that is the pericarp, fused to the testa or the seed. Then which of the following pair of character is correct in relation to the groundnut oil? In groundnut oil there is a presence of oleic acid, and that is 56%, linoleic acid, that is the 25%, and palmitic acid, that is 6 to 12%, and this is according to the chemical composition of the groundnut oil, and hence all the above becomes the answer for this question. Then which of the following calorific value is correct for the groundnut seed? So we should remember that the groundnut seed contain 567 kilocalorie per 100 gram, and hence it is the answer for this question. Then which of the following statement is correct? That is, the clove are highly aromatic with the warming effect. This is the routine practice that we experience many times, means it is the correct statement. Then clove oil extensively used for flavoring foods. This is also the correct one, as it is used as a spices. Then the clove is medicinally used as a local analgesic. Many times it is used to relieve the pain in the teeth, and hence it is also the correct statement, and hence all the three statements which are given in this question are the correct, and hence all the above becomes the answer. Then which of the following pair of character is correct in relation to the clove? If you see the chemical composition of the clove, then it contains 6.3% of the protein, then 57.7% of the carbohydrate and 5% of the minerals. So all these are correct one, and hence all the above becomes the answer for this question. But in the examination, you may have the question which contain only one of the pair or match the pair. So in such type of the question, this type of the question will be helpful in your examination. Then which of the following species of the coffee is extensively cultivated all over the world? If you see the different species which are cultivated for the production of the coffee, then you will find that only the Coffea arabica is contributing the 92% of the coffee production, and it is extensively cultivated in the world for the production of the coffee, and hence the Coffea arabica is the answer for this question. Then which of the following pair of character is correct for raw coffee beans, that is the seeds? So the raw coffee beans contain the 11.42% of the fats, then 8.18% of the sugars, 1.1% that is caffeine, and hence all these are the correct, and hence all the above becomes the answer for this question. Then which of the following statement is correct in relation to the coffee? That the chief stimulant of the coffee is caffeine. Means as we are taking the coffee, and that is because of the two things, that it is working as a stimulant, and this compound which is responsible to work it as a stimulant, and that is a caffeine, and hence it is the correct statement. Again, the flair is attributed to the presence of volatile oil, and that is the caffeol. So this particular type of the flair or the taste is because of the caffeol, and hence this is also the correct one, and hence both A and B are the answer for this question. Then which of the following pair is correct in relation to chemical composition of rubber? The rubber contain 92 to 94% of the hydrocarbons that we have seen earlier, that it is also responsible for the flexibility or the elasticity of the rubber. But in addition to that, here there is a presence of the resins which are 3% and the protein as a 2%, and hence all these are the correct pairs, and hence all the above becomes the answer for this question. Then the term ethnobotany was coined by. Such type of the question we should remember every time, that who discovered which one. So the John W. Harshbarger, who has coined the word that is a ethnobotany, and hence it is the answer. Then which of the following is a definition of ethnobotany? So the two words are joined together, one is the ethno and another one is a botany. That is, the botany means the study of plants, and ethno means the anything activities with the aboriginal people or the native people, or even we can say the tribal people. So the study of plants used by the primitive or the aboriginal people, this is the correct statement. Then study of interrelationship between the primitive man and the plants, this is also the of similar type of the meaning, and hence it is also the correct one. Then the science of people's interaction with the plants, and this is also the correct statement. So these are the three different type of the definitions which are given by the different authors in relation to that of the ethnobotany, and hence all are the correct statements of the ethnobotany, and all are the definitions. The study of traditional knowledge and practices about the herbal remedies is called as. So when the traditional knowledge is used as a herbal remedies, that is the medicinal, then it is known as the ethnomedico-botany. The meaning of the ethnopharmacology and the ethnopharmacognosy that we will see in the upcoming questions. The study of traditional concepts of methods for distinguishing between various plant parts such as bark, leaves and seeds, etc. So, you should remember when it is used the methods of distinguishing the different plant parts, then it is known as the pharmacognosy, that is the ethnopharmacognosy. And the study of methods used by the primitive societies of selecting, experimenting, testing and administering any recipes in the human or animal diseases is called as. So, if it is the experimentation or the testing of the different plants, then it is known as the pharmacology. Then which one of the following is also included in the ethnomedico-botany, that is the ethnomedicines. So, here the psychoactive plants which are responsible to act on the psychology of the organism, then ethno-hallucinogens which are responsible to introduce the hallucinogenic type of the behavior or the activity, and the narcotics and the plant drugs which are responsible to act on the nervous system of the organism. So, all these three different type of the plants are even included in the ethnomedico-botany, and hence all the above becomes the answer for this question. Then which of the following branch of ethnobotany is related to the domestication of the plants? Domestication means to cultivate the plants. So, ethnoastrology, this is not related to that of the domestication. Ethnoecology is not related because it is responsible to study the plants with its environment. Then the horticulture, that the cultivation of the plants for their flowers or for their fruits. Even the kitchen garden or the terrace gardening or any type of the gardening, that is the traditional gardening, that are the part of the horticulture. Even the agriculture, that is the ethno-agriculture, that also becomes the answer for this question. So, either ethno-horticulture or the ethno-agriculture will be the answer for this question, which is responsible for the domestication of the plants. Then study of traditional concepts or the practices used for classification, identification and naming, that is nomenclature of plants, is called as. So, whenever we are talking about the classification, identification and nomenclature, then that is known as the taxonomy, and hence here if it is related to that of the traditional knowledge regarding the classification, identification and nomenclature, then it is the ethnotaxonomy. The study of various plants or plant parts used for setting and healing of bones. Whenever the bone comes, that we have to use the word that is the ortho, and hence here the ethno-orthopedics becomes the answer for this question. Toxicology, that is the poisonous ones, and the pediatrics, that is the related to that of the children's or the babies. Then ethnobotany is related to the plant knowledge of tribal people in. If we see the different branches of the ethnobotany, then we have included the plants used for the medicine, the plants used for the agriculture, that is the ethnomedicine, ethnoagriculture, ethnopharmacology, ethnopharmacognosy, etc. So it means that all these three different type of the knowledges about the different plants of the tribal people or the aboriginal people included in the ethnobotany, and hence all the above becomes the answer for this question. Then Rauwolfia serpentina has been in use in India for more than 1000 years in folk medicine for the treatment of. So if we see the usage of the Rauwolfia serpentina, then we find that it is used against snake bites. Then again it is used against high blood pressure or to treat the high blood pressure, and even it is used to treat against epilepsy. And hence all these three are the uses of the Rauwolfia serpentina, and hence all the above becomes the answer for this question. Then which of the following drugs are commonly called as wonder drugs? Wonder drugs are nothing but which are responsible to act directly on the nervous system of the organisms. So on the human being, the cocaine, colchicine and ephedrine, these are responsible for the different actions in the body, and they are known as the wonder drug. That the cocaine is directly involved with the nervous system of the body. The colchicine is responsible to act on the formation of the spindle fibers during the meiosis and the mitosis, and even the ephedrine is also responsible to change the physiological condition as well as the nervous system of the body, and hence all the above becomes the answer for this question, as all these three are commonly called as the wonder drugs. Then which of the following pair of characters is correct? You should always read it properly. Either in a question there is a asked, that is the correct, not correct, incorrect, etc. So the caffeine is a stimulant and it is a correct one. Then ephedrine, it is a anti-asthmatic. This is also the correct one. And the morphine is a analgesic, and that is also the correct one. And hence all the above become the answer. Deliberately in question all correct are given so that you should familiar with the many questions or many characters in a few questions only. Then which of the following pair of characters is incorrect? So you should concentrate that here the incorrect is option. That is the reserpine is a tranquilizer. This is correct pair. Then ertopine is pupil dilator. This is also the correct. And quinine is a anti-malarial. This is also the correct. Hence out of these three all are the correct one, and hence incorrect is nothing, and hence none of the above is incorrect. Then which of the following pair of characters is not correct? Not correct. So the artemisinin is synthesized from the Artemisia annua. Then Taxol synthesized from the Taxus brevifolia, and euchucin synthesized from the Murraya paniculata, and hence all these three are the correct one, and hence none of the above is not correct, and hence it is the answer. So thank you very much for kind listening of this complete lecture, and I am very much hopeful and confident that this lecture will be useful to you, as the university has introduced the different pattern of the questions, that is MCQ type, match the pairs, correct or the incorrect, that is the true and the false, and even the fill in the blanks type of, and all different type of the questions are covered in this lecture and completely based upon the syllabus. So if you like this, then kindly like, share and subscribe our YouTube channel Botany for You. and also press bell icon for the alerts of different lectures to be uploaded on different life sciences titles. Thanks a lot once again.